All right, today we are diving into a book that loves to shake things up, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. This isn't your typical financial advice book. In fact, it basically throws a grenade at all of it, arguing that saving your way to wealth is a complete sucker's bet. So let's get into why it's so controversial.
Right off the bat, DeMarco hits you with this question, and it's the perfect way to frame his whole philosophy. He uses this powerful road trip metaphor for our entire financial lives. The path you're on right now, he says, doesn't just determine if you'll get wealthy, but when. And that when is everything.
So here's the core framework. According to the book, every single one of us, no exceptions, is traveling on one of these three financial roads. And they aren't just strategies, they're entire mindsets that dictate how you think about money, time, and life. Let's break them down. First up, you've got the sidewalk. This is the path of instant gratification. It's that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Money comes in and boom, it goes right back out on bills, rent, that new phone. DeMarco is pretty blunt here. This isn't a road to wealth at all. It's a financial treadmill leading nowhere.
But hang on, before we go any further, we have to define what wealth even means in this world. It is not just about having millions in the bank. It's about freedom. It's this trinity of family, fitness, and freedom. The freedom to choose what you do with your time. The goal isn't just to be rich when you're old. It's to live a rich life now.
Okay, now we get to the road that most people are on, the slow lane. This is all the conventional advice we've ever heard. It's what our parents and teachers told us to do. It feels safe, it feels responsible, but according to DeMarco, it's a total trap.
I mean, does this sound familiar to you? Go to school, get a secure job, put money in your 401k, and then just wait for like 40 or 50 years. The fundamental deal you're making here is trading your youth and your time for the promise of security when you're 65. DeMarco thinks that's a terrible, terrible bargain. And here's the fundamental conflict, right here. The slow lane mindset means your income is directly chained to your time. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. The fast lane is all about shattering that link. It's about building systems that earn money for you 24/7, whether you're working, sleeping, or on a beach somewhere. So, how do you even get onto this fast lane? Well, it all starts with a huge mindset shift. You have to stop being just a consumer and become a producer. Instead of just buying products, you start creating them. Instead of just working in a system, you start designing one yourself.
One review of the book just nails the main idea perfectly. Design systems that create scalable value and detach your income from the hours you trade for money. That's really it. It's not about working harder or longer at your job. It's about creating something that can grow way, way beyond your own individual effort.
The magic word for all of this is leverage. Think about it. One person can only do so much in a day, but a business, a piece of software, a book, an invention, that can serve thousands or even millions of people all at the same time. That is the engine that actually creates fast lane wealth.
Okay, so it's not just about starting any old business. DeMarco is very clear about that. He gives you a practical framework to test whether a business idea actually has fast lane potential. He calls them the 5 commandments, and they create this easy-to-remember acronym, SENSE.
This sense framework is pretty much the heart of the whole book. Let's run through it. C is for control. You have to own it and call the shots. E is for entry. The barrier to get in shouldn't be super low. If anyone can start the same business in a weekend, that's a red flag. N is for need. This is basic, right? It has to solve a real problem for people. T is for time. Super important. Your business has to be able to run without you being there all the time. And finally, S is for scale. Can it grow big? Can it go from helping 10 customers to 10,000? A true Fastlane business has to check every single one of these boxes. So the big question, is this book the golden ticket to getting rich, or is it just a lot of motivational hype? Well, the truth is, it's kind of a mix of both. So let's take a balanced look at the good and the bad that reviews point out. It's really easy to see why so many people love this book. It feels like a shot of pure adrenaline. That 3 roads framework is super simple and it just sticks in your head. And that blunt, no excuses tone can be exactly the kick in the pants an aspiring entrepreneur needs to finally get going. But that same aggressive tone can be a real turnoff for a lot of people. The book is also criticized for relying almost entirely on personal stories instead of hard data. And maybe the biggest knock is that it really downplays how incredibly risky and difficult entrepreneurship is, while totally dismissing traditional investing, which is still a very powerful tool. One review summed it up
perfectly. It said the book is less a neutral financial textbook and more a recruiting speech. And that feels exactly right. It's not trying to be a balanced academic paper. It's a manifesto. It's designed to get you fired up and convert you to this specific way of thinking. The final rating from that review really reflects this. A strong 4 out of 5. It gets huge points for the powerful ideas and the actionable sense framework. But it loses a point for that abrasive style and for not being totally upfront about the massive risks involved. So after all of that, if you only remember one thing, what should it be? I think it's this. Start thinking in terms of leverage. For any way you're making money, ask yourself this question. Can this scale beyond my direct time? Can this earn money while I sleep? That one question, that is the absolute soul of the Fastlane philosophy. So DeMarco lays out 3 maps for you. The sidewalk that leads to debt, the slow lane that leads to wealth in old age, and the fast lane that leads to freedom much sooner. His point is that your road is a choice, not just a circumstance. So the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. Which road are you on now? And more importantly, which one are you going to start building tomorrow?